Hey there guys, Jeade here, casting a 5v5 Summoners Rift Scrimmage once again, this time on behalf of the Zealot gaming clan. All of these guys I met literally 3 days ago, and to be honest I have no idea about their backstories, their champion preferences, who plays what, although I'm guessing that Lamberdelta likes jungling. Jungle Yi, very brave. So, yeah, here I am, casting this game. At the moment, I really like the look of blue team, just because of Nautilus. Nautilus with, well, just Nautilus really. That ultimate can completely wreck a team fight, but then again, so can Malphite and Wukong. Wukong with that AoE spin to win, Malphite with that just complete knockup. But Nautilus is a CC machine, playing support of course, because Lamberdelta is jungling as Master Yi. I like the fact that he's taken Exhaust, because Master Yi, of course, most of you will know, has absolutely no form of CC whatsoever. Malphite, on the other hand, the Goblin Freak, is actually playing as Malphite jungle for the purple team. He's got that nice slow with the shard, he's got brutal strikes which actually cause a fair amount of damage, and that good knockup at level 6. Whereas Master Yi, once he hits level 6, he'll be able to not slow down. It's fine and all, but not exactly the most viable of junglers. But then again, not to rip into Lamberdelta straight away, I don't even know the guy. If he can rock it, then fair play to him. So, yeah, I'm actually really looking forward to this game. A little bit concerned by the lack of a flash on Subterranean Nautilus, courtesy of Hawkeye, by the way. Just seeing as Qrax happens to be playing as Taric with a good stun, and Pokemon Pest could go to town onto that Nautilus once the stun is in place. Of course, Sivir will end up dealing that tremendous amount of damage. Not as much as Vayne in the late game, but still, it's still a deadly combination right there. And of course, Mistletoe LeBlanc in what the hell just happened? I'm a minute into the game. That is not good whatsoever. There we go. 1 second. That's better. Oh, look at all you little people running around that yordle. A lot of people going for boots and pots straight away. A lot of boots. Master Yi, of course, going for the Vampiric Scepter, and Nautilus starting off with a health pendant. That's a little bit different, seeing as he won't be able to get those sight wards and those vision wards. In fact, he won't have any type of vision going into the lane as his support, whereas his counterpart Taric, Qrax will end up having, I believe it's 2 vision wards and a sight ward as well. Oh, I got that the wrong way around. 2 sight wards and a vision ward. Never quite know which one's which. One's green and one's pink. That's fine. Good enough for me. So, in the early game, I'm actually just going to compare the mid lane champions right now. Lily is playing as LeBlanc right now, AP mid, very nice indeed, 22 starting AP. Her counterpart is of course a Giraffe starting on 21 AP, and is of course the Ahri right there, in the red and the 9 tails. So, Lily skilled the Sigil of Silence, that's rather nice. Silence is a very good thing to have on an AP champion, especially if you can just pop it out on their AP mid when they go in on you. Ahri is one of those champions that can bounce about all over the place, and if you let her get up close, it's going to hurt you. You're going to know about it. Granted, late game and mid game LeBlanc will also hurt back. Mid lane is going to be exceptionally interesting. In fact, I may end up having to use a bit of directed camera in this game, just to try and keep up with the action that will always be happening in that mid lane. So, anyway, to talk about top lane now, Lazy is going as the Wukong, started off with the Nimbus Strike with a fair amount of starting damage. 69 is a rather nice amount of armor and magic resist as well. Counterpart up top is, whoa, that is a name and a half. Okay, how would I go about pronouncing that? That is just insane. From now on I'm going to call you Bob, or your mumble name of Trill. Trill will probably suit you a bit more. So, I think that Lazy may have the slight advantage in this top lane, just because of the amount of damage that Wukong has. That burst potential with the Nimbus Strike into Crushing Blow can certainly wreck certain champions, but if Fiora gets that parry off, the riposte, actually, riposte, both work. If she gets that riposte off, then I think it works on abilities, not too sure. I know it blocks physical damage, but whether that works on abilities, something we'll have to find out in the later parts of this game. So, nice bit of scuffles going off in the mid lane right now. Both players doing rather nice, and nice stun going off onto Hawkeye, but no side will end up capitalizing onto this. This doesn't look pretty good. Pokemon Pest actually getting stunned and reduced to half health. Auto attacks from Banshee Dice, and Hawkeye is actually going in. Malphite coming around the side. He did not pass a ward. So Banshee Dice and Hawkeye have literally no idea he's there. Of course, Hawkeye with no wards whatsoever. Goblin Freak just running straight in. Tarek's going in as well. This could be a stun opportunity. Exhaust goes onto Banshee Dice, and Hawkeye getting completely caught off. This could be a first blood opportunity if Q-Rax can get the stun off. Hawkeye trying to get back. A good stun onto Goblin Freak keeps away. Flasher's trying to chase, but will Hawkeye survive? Yes, he will survive. A nice heal going down from Banshee Dice, and Hawkeye actually keeping him alive. Not a first blood opportunity. This makes me very sad indeed. I wanted to see some bloodshed, but then again, nice play to the Vayne and Nautilus combination down there. Good stuns and good escape mechanisms. Ooh, in the mid lane, Lily's actually been forced to use her passive. Giraffe poking rather nicely. Lily's trying to do the same back, but pre-6 LeBlanc is rather squishy. And speaking of squishy, there's a fair amount of damage going off into Lily right now. Giraffe doing the best he can. Actually, Giraffe's doing a pretty good job right now. 15 creeps to 13 is kind of even, but it looks very interesting indeed. It's actually quite interesting how in top lane, Fiora's actually pushing rather nicely. Lazy not having that lane presence I would expect. Possibly that riposte is actually helping out rather nicely. Trill does have a slight level and XP advantage. He's even going back for a bit of... No, he's not going back. This could be dangerous on Lazy. Is it going to be a kill? And whoa, I just missed. Q-Rax taking a fair amount of damage. Wow, Hawkeye taking loads of damage. This could be a first blood opportunity. There we go, Pokemon Pest picking up the kill. Banshee and Vayne juking about all over the place. A double kill for the Pokemon Pest. Lily having to pop that passive just so Giraffe can get a bit confused. But that was rather nice down in bottom lane. A nice bit of juking action. It was a shame that Vayne didn't get a stun onto that little section of wall. But then again, it could have been a lot worse for the Pokemon Pest. A nice 2-0 advantage in the favour of Red Team right now. Roughly a 1.2k goal difference. Very nice indeed. So yeah, the early game down in bottom is certainly going in favour of the Tarek Sivir combo. Tarek just getting those stuns off at pretty nice times. Of course, when Malphite comes in, it just adds that other dimension, that nice bit of CC as well. Granted, Hawkeye is a CC monster, but without much help from Master Yi, Lambda Delta, then Hawkeye can't exactly do that much. I mean, he can still go in a pull, and as I'm saying that, Lazy just eventually getting chunked down by Trill up in the top lane. Gonna switch back on direct to camera, and apparently watching Lazy Recall is the important thing I should be watching. Goblin Freak coming around just to support this lane. So let's have a quick look at Lambert Delta. He's got a nice amount of items, still got a smite up, should be level 5 very shortly. Hawkeye has actually bought some wards, this is very nice. That's going to stop that Malphite from coming down in bottom lane once again. Granted, they do know he's up top, so even if they didn't ward right now, then it's not the worst thing in the world. Pokemon Pest being a bit aggressive right now. Hawkeye taking a bit of poke damage, not a lot to concern himself with. He can still be that big, menacing visual threat right there. Pokemon Pest actually doing a nice job of trying to zone out Banshee Dice. Banshee Dice doing the best he can, and Hawkeye goes to town on Tarek. Hawkeye taking loads of damage. The stun goes out onto Pokemon Pest. Banshee Dice trying to chunk down Pokemon Pest and Q-Rax, but Q-Rax is not having anything of it. They're actually going to turn onto Banshee Dice. Lily is coming through the top. There is a ward there, so they do know that Lily's coming down, and yep, they are going to back off. Lily is wasting a bit of time right now. It's a shame that that ward was there. It would be nice if Tarek managed to pink ward it as soon as he saw it go down. But then again, it's not exactly the worst thing in the world. What would be the worst thing is if they actually dived that, even with the ward, and end up giving away 3 kills. That would have not been an ideal situation. But then again, oh well. To be honest, glad it didn't happen. Although, then again, I'm not glad it didn't happen. Would like to have seen a bit of action. And speaking of action, Hawkeye is being chunked back once again. Pokemon Pest getting a nice stun. This could be a death on Pokemon Pest. Pokemon Pest goes down. Banshee Dice picking up the kill. And Giraffe having to burn that heal. Lily having to flash away. Giraffe using that ultimate, and Lily will end up escaping. Does Lily have her ultimate up? No, she doesn't. 20 seconds left. so LeBlanc can't exactly chunk Ahri down completely, but Ahri does have a fair amount of health bots. He'll be sustainable in this lane with her passive as well. So action was going everywhere. I believe Pokemon Pest was the one who died down in bottom, and Lily ended up having a passive dealt with. Giraffe getting silenced, but Lily pretty much taking the same amount of damage. They're asking a bit of help from... I say a bit of help from Malphite. Looks like Lily will end up taking her own blue, which would exactly help. Not sure why Goblin Freak went there. That's not the best way to play jungler, in my opinion. You don't want your own blue buff to leash back because you stood too far away. Once again, down in bottom lane, Hawkeye taking tremendous amounts of damage, having to pop that ultimate... Not ultimate, sorry, that summoner spell. The exhaust also went down onto Banshee Dice, but nothing to concern himself with, and I missed a kill up on top lane. That tower dive was eventually going to happen. I'm actually going to rewind and watch that. Thank you, Riot, for the rewind. So, anyway, that's the... That doesn't look like where Lamberdelta is. He's actually phasing through the scenery right now. This is exactly what I want. Okay, he's actually walking normally. Oh, is he walking normally? No, he's not. Wukong actually spins to win, but Fiora uses her ultimate as well. That was completely bugged out, but at least I saw it. Could have been a lot worse. Nice use of the ultimate by Fiora, just to avoid that knock-up of Wukong's ultimate. And Lazy gives away a kill up in top. 2 for 2 right now, and actually a very even game. 9.k gold apiece. Let's see where the gold is on both teams. A lot of gold on Sivir right now. Pokemon Pest having the 2 kills for red team.
What is your stream?
And looking at... Who am I looking at right now? I'm looking at Ahri. Ahri currently... No, sorry. Why am I saying Ahri? I'm looking at Fiora. Currently 2,600 gold. And... yeah, that's where the gold is right now. Sivir and Fiora, they're the people to look out for in this mid-stage of the game. I'm actually looking forward to getting to that mid-stage of the game. I need directed camera on a fair amount, just so I know when LeBlanc ends up diving in onto that Ahri. That could be a situation right there, but never mind. Oh, Wukong just goes to town onto Trill, taking a fair amount of damage onto Fiora. Pokemon Pest actually having to back off right now. Lamberdelta coming in. He has popped his ultimate, but he will end up getting stunned by Q-Rax. I say ultimate. It's an exhaust going down to Q-Rax. Banshee Dice coming in. Loads of damage onto Q-Rax. Will Q-Rax survive? Yes, he will. Pokemon Pest actually there as well, popping a heal. Will he survive? Yes, he will. No, he won't. Banshee Dice actually ends up picking up that kill. Hawkeye and Lamberdelta tanking that tower for so long. Lamberdelta left on about 50 health, and Hawkeye, he only left on about 100. It was rather nice play by those two to tank the tower for Banshee Dice to pick up the kill, and anything to get Vayne into that hyper carry that everyone knows that she can become. Hyper carries are never good. I'm pretty sure most of you watching this will realise that hyper carries are horrible. Definitely, you do not want to be on the other end of a fully stacked Bloodthirster Vayne. It's not a pretty sight. Not at all. But Hawkeye does have his ultimate right now. There is an opportunity to dive this Taric, but at this situation I wouldn't. I would dive for Fiora up in top lane. Malphite picking up the kill, tanking the tower, and giving Lazy the kill. Nice job there. Lamberdelta actually going to go straight towards his own tower. Lazy could be in a spot of bother, but Lamberdelta just doesn't have the damage output right now. He's got a Wriggles Ward and a Dagger, which doesn't really help out his AD carriness. Master Yi really needs that damage output, because those Zeals honestly help, but he needs the damage to benefit from Wuju style and that double strike sword, of course. Hawkeye actually taking Q-Rax aside. Banshee Dice having to flash away from Pokemon Pest, actually. Hawkeye just running straight in, as is Banshee Dice. Banshee Dice having to use that stealth to try and escape. Knockback goes down, but Pokemon Pest is trying to escape. Taric is there as well. Will Pokemon Pest turn around? Q-Rax actually picks up the kill on Hawkeye. Pokemon Pest burning that ultimate to try and get in there. Will he end up killing Banshee Pest? Banshee Pest. I'm messing up everyone's names. I don't know these people. Pokemon Pest ends up picking up the kill onto Banshee Dice. There we go. Giraffe and Lamberdelta in Lily's lane right now. She won't be able to dive in at all. Master Yi actually heading down, possibly to walk straight into a Taric. This may not be good for Q-Rax. On second thought, Lamberdelta is just going to run around the side and scout out the blue buff. which isn't there. That is how you want to spend your time in this game. You always want to check the minion camps that aren't there. Absolutely. Lily doing a nice amount of damage onto Giraffe. Giraffe actually having to pop that summoner heal just to stay sustainable in the lane. And speaking of Lamberdelta, who's actually down bottom right now, that spell shield actually giving Lamberdelta a fair amount of mana. Nice use of it by Pokemon Pest. I really want to call him Pokemon Pete. I don't know why. Maybe that's just me. Well. Troll is doing a nice job up in top lane. He's currently got 86 creeps. He's actually the most minion farmed champion in the game, and that kill as well has led him to a rather nice gold score of 3,400 in this early stage of the game. Granted, Sivir also has a very nice gold score, just under 4,000 any second now. There we go, 4,000 gold, first champion to hit that. You win the first to win 4,000 award. Congratulations, have a commemorative clap. Anyway, Tarek's still trying to defend his lane as best he can. Banshee Dice is just going to completely farm up. Those Silver Bolts certainly help Vayne farm up. Malphite actually coming in down in bottom. Hawkeye and Banshee Dice should start to fall back. Q-Rax actually running straight in. He does have a stun available, and Goblin Freak does have his ultimate if need be. Hawkeye taking tremendous amounts of damage. Will he be able to survive? The exhaust goes down with Banshee Dice. Pokemon Pest actually picking up that kill, and now they're going to dive Banshee Dice. Will Banshee Dice survive? It's unlikely. Banshee Dice goes down. Q-Rax picking up the kill. Goblin Freak, one tower hit away from death. That is so close, you lucky big giant rock. In the meantime, Lazy taking tremendous amounts of damage. They're actually going to dive this. Fiora's ultimate goes down. Lamberdelta actually meditating underneath there. It's a giant ball of mayhem, and Lamberdelta will end up surviving that rather nicely. 4 kills to 7. That's a lot of kills on Pokemon Pest right now. And 17.3k gold to 15.4, roughly 2k gold in the favour of Team Red. It's quite an even game actually. In fact, mid lane has had no action whatsoever. Forget my predictions about needing directed camera to check the action in mid lane, because nothing's happening. Although, speaking of mid lane, Giraffe is coming down and could end up getting stunned out. The charm goes down onto Pokemon Pest, but Giraffe having to get away from there, using that ultimate, and Giraffe, will he end up surviving? He may end up surviving. He actually will. Hawkeye taking a fair amount of damage as well. Pokemon Pest using those dangerous auto attacks to whittle down the giant sea monster of doom. Lamberdelta actually finding a giant rock and a spellcaster right beside his golem camps. That's always what you want to do. You always want to face check a giant rock. That's how you play the game. It's the way the pros do it, and it's the way that you should do it too. And speaking of Lamberdelta, he goes straight onto Q-Rax. Q-Rax taking horrendous amounts of damage. Banshee Dice ends up picking up the kill. Exhaust goes down to Pokemon Pest. Pokemon Pest using that spell shield to get away from the Nautilus hook, but Lamberdelta picks up that kill in style with the Master Yi Alpha Strike. He's currently 2-0-3 and can possibly be a horrendous force in the late stage of the game. So, blue team going for this dragon. Lily is there, but there's not a lot she can do. She does have her ultimate available, but she's not going to use it on dragon. She's definitely not going to use it on dragon. She's actually going to use it to try and pounce away. In the meantime, Lazy doing the overpowered split push of the monkey. That's what it's called. You heard it here first. Malphite actually going to walk right past 2 swordsmen. He's actually having to use his ultimate to try and escape that. Lamberdelta still getting silenced, and using that ultimate to try and escape. Tarek may end up stunning them in favour of Pokemon Pest, but Pest is nowhere near, and Giraffe may be in a spot of trouble. Lazy's right there, and Giraffe is so dead. Lily ends up picking up that kill using the assist from Lazy. In the meantime, Lamberdelta's just getting completely face-rolled, the spin to win, and Lazy picks up a kill to go with his assist. Lazy coming down to bottom lane. Where he's going, there's action, so I'm going to follow this giant monkey. In the meantime, Pokemon Pest taking horrendous amounts of damage. The stun goes down. He is using his heal, but True Bolt's just too much. Overpowered Vayne. Vayne picks up the kill, and in the meantime, Lazy just trying to go in on Banshee Dice, but the damage of Hawkeye and the CC just keeps the Lazy at bay. Banshee Dice manages to retreat under the tower. Lazy falls back after seeing his comrade in arms end up falling down and hitting the deck. Unfortunately, 9 kills to 7. It's actually really, really close. I've casted so many games where teams have just snowballed out of control, and it's just not fun anymore. Whereas this one, a good team fight either way can decide it, and face-checking 2 champions can also decide it. I just got confused. It's not 2 champions, it's just Lazy. Lazy going to town on the underwater sea monster, and Lazy will end up picking up that kill. Lazy actually falling back rather nicely, and Giraffe is going to town onto Lily. Will Lily survive? It's unlikely. She does have a pounce available, and Foxfire using those homing missile overpowered technology to pick up a rather easy kill. And in the mid lane, it's actually 1-1 apiece. It's very even in the mid lane, aside from the 20 creep difference. Oh, Banshee Dice could be in a spot of trouble. The stun goes down. Pokemon Pest actually trying to catch up, using that ultimate. Auto attacks are overpowered on a Vayne, as is an Exhaust. Pokemon Pest ends up picking up the kill. Pings go down onto Lambda Delta. Lambda Delta could end up face-checking 3 champions, which is exactly how you want to play. He ends up face-checking a Lazy and a Malphite. Lambda Delta will not be able to survive this. Oh, will he be able to survive this? A nice Alpha Strike, but Lazy picks up a quick and easy kill under the tower. Lazy currently 4-2-1. Rather nice feed on him right now. Giraffe coming around the side. Will he be able to pick up the Pokemon Pet? Wow, whoa, ouch. Ouch, that hurts. Nice job by Lazy. Good ultimate to keep everyone away. Flashes go down. Pokemon Pest will end up going down. Trill picking up a very easy kill there. Loads of damage going off to Malphite. Goblin Freak not liking this one little bit, having to use that ultimate to knock everyone up. It's not in favour of blue team right now. Malphite will end up going down just due to another auto attack. LeBlanc is there. Lily's there. Lily is LeBlanc. Lazy is there as well. Oh, Hawkeye just taking tremendous amounts of damage. Lazy unable to actually catch up, but Hawkeye will end up being able to escape. Hang on. There was a Fiora there. Too much action's going on. I can't see everything. Oh, that's a nice ward. Actually, let's zoom in on that ward. I really want to zoom out. I really want to rewind and see who placed that ward, because whoever did needs a ward placement award or something. Just something to commemorate their brilliant warding skills. Lily just missing that charm, and this isn't looking good for Giraffe. Giraffe having to use his ultimate to actually escape that. Lily did have hers, so if she had the combo down, she may have been able to burst down that Ari, but looking at Lily, she has a blasting wand, and she's actually saving it for Lambda Delta. Lambda Delta is taking horrendous amounts of damage, and I really want to rewind and go into slow motion on that, but I won't, because I'm not a troll. Anyway, speaking of Lily, she's currently on 3-0-1. That kill certainly put her ahead of Ari, and it's a rather nice blasting wand, although this doesn't look good. A nice hook, and Fiora's just going to town, but Lazy's there. Does he have an ultimate? No, he doesn't. He's actually going to keep Lily alive by just diving in. That's actually a pretty good move because, well, he kept your AP mid alive. She can live to fight another day. In the meantime, Banshee Dice just doing what AD carries do, farming and stopping everyone else from farming. Banshee Dice is currently sitting on 81 creeps and 4 kills. And that is a lot of gold on the Vayne. 5,100. That's a lot at this current stage in the game, comparing to the others, of course. And Curak's actually taking a bit of poke damage from the silver bolts, but nothing that his giant crystal shield can't handle. So anyway, I was speaking about Lily. I'm not keen on putting a Chalice of Harmony, but those of you who know me know that I cannot play AP mid at all, so don't take my word on it. I just don't think that Chalice of Harmony may be the best item on LeBlanc. I think that she possibly has the base mana to cope with it. I'm not 100% sure on that, don't quote me on it, but I just think that more damage may end up being better. She may be going for a Theme's Unholy Grail. Lazy actually diving across the wall, as does Malphite. Spin to wind's going everywhere. That's a very dead Hawkeye right there. I'm sorry for the frame rate drops, guys, but it's absolutely insane what's going on. Lambda Delta actually killing everyone, and Goblin Freak picks up a quick kill on the Nautilus. Fiora having to back off after using all of her combo to try and deal some damage. Lily hanging around, but I don't think that's the real Lily. It's not the real Lily. Someone got 45 gold for killing a clone. Lily does have her ultimate and mana. She could end up bursting down Lambda Delta, which, to be honest, is what I think she wants to do. Ouch. Okay. Now that is how to face check as Master Yi. You always want to face check a brush where you know a LeBlanc is. That's life, and Giraffe may end up going into town onto Giraffe, but Lazy actually using that clone to make Giraffe miss his skill shot. Lazy having to back off, as does Q-Rax and Goblin Freak. If I was him right now, I wouldn't be sticking around. Is he backing off? Yes, he is. There we go. Backing off to defend his own tower. His own tower, which is currently on 500 health and falling. And aside from top towers and bottom tower, I'm blind. I didn't see where that bottom tower went down. But there's still a fair amount of towers in the game. That's a lot of gold potential. Absolutely. And what are purple team doing? I believe Lily is going for her own blue buff. That would make complete sense because LeBlanc's the AP mid. If you don't give her the blue, then who else are you going to give it to? I suppose Malphite, but he can't exactly really help out right now. He's really good for knocking the entire team up and being that indestructible rock in the middle of everyone's face. And he's a pretty good distraction, if I'm being perfectly honest. I mean, who of you wouldn't attack a giant hurtling rock that's flying towards your face? If he's right there on top of you, I would attack him, wouldn't you? Lambda Delta may end up being caught out, but there's just so many wards from both sides. In fact, they were warding the same location. In fact, they are actually warding the same location everywhere. Hawkeye taking horrendous amounts of damage. Malphite just charges straight in. Giraffe taking horrendous amounts of damage, having to use that ultimate to escape. Nice TP in from Fiora to keep everyone at bay. Vayne coming around the side. Will Vayne end up doing some damage? I don't think so. She doesn't want to end up going in on a nice Q-Rax stun, which will end up meaning her a spell for her demise. Pokemon Pest is actually taking a fair amount of damage as well. Lily walking straight past a ward, which is always what you want to do. You always want to give the opponents your exact whereabouts. Just a nice dive in and a bit of poke damage. So it is very clear that red team are doing Dragon right now. And this could be nasty. Oh, Dragon ends up going to red team. And so, Team Blue will end up wanting to back out. They do actually manage to charm Lily, but they don't get to maximize that effect. They are instead just going to hide in a brush, because that's what you do.
Isodrop entered channel.
Will Pokemon Pest end up picking up that red buff? I believe he will. Red buff's always nice and ready carry just for that constant slow and the extra true damage. Granted it's over time, but still, every little helps. All of those times where you've let a champion escape on about 3, maybe 4 health, that red buff would have killed it. It's always fun. I remember one game I had where I ended up killing about 3 people with red buff. That was rather fun indeed. Lazy, standing right next to a ward, getting exhausted. Banshee Dice actually going to town on him. Lazy, popping his ultimate, keeping Banshee Dice at bay. Banshee Dice taking horrendous amounts of damage. Fiora's there as well. But will Banshee Dice end up escaping? No, he won't, because Malphite will just saw him to death. Lambda Delta now on the run. Malphite actually missing an auto attack after the stun. Q-Rax trying to stun it, but the shard is just way too powerful. Goblin Freak ends up picking up that kill rather nicely. In the meantime, Lily's just going to go to... That's it. There aren't any words. Lily just completely annihilating everyone before flashing over the wall. Very nice. Trill is in a lot of trouble. He did just get exhausted as well, although a nice flash over that wall. He may be able to escape this now. There isn't a lot that red team can do to catch up, but it's 21 to 11 and 34.6k gold to 29. Roughly 5k gold difference. Well, 5.5. It's the first time one team has actually began to spiral out of control. And to be honest, I'm handing that down to Lily and Lazy, to be honest. Once Lazy started roaming from that top lane, just wherever he is, there was destruction and chaos. He just ends up leaving that top lane, and there was a pivotal moment in the game where he came to mid, Lily picked up a kill. He came to the river and picked up a kill, and then he went to bottom lane and helped pick up a kill. He just ended up going on this rampage right down the river, picking up kills and laying destruction in his wake. And of course Lily has benefited from that as well. 6-1-1 with 94 creeps. She has a Rabadons, and anyone that knows LeBlanc knows that she hurts when she has her ultimate up, especially if you use it just after a Q. It does... how much extra bonus? 25% increased damage. Her sigil already does roughly... I'm going to say 400? No. Yeah, 400 damage. So with an extra 25%, the extra sigil does an extra 500. 900 magic damage in a combo. That's not including the pounce as well. She is deadly right now. And of course LeBlanc's ultimate is on an exceptionally low cooldown. Not as good as Lux. Granted, Lux can shoot to whoop all day and all night. Then again, not exactly going to be complaining. Tarek could be caught out of position right now, but Lazy is coming around the back. Will he end up going in? No, he won't. He doesn't fancy those odds. He does instead decide to go top lane and leave his team to do their own stuff. Of course, why not? You always got to do that. Oh, fun times indeed. 27 and 50 seconds into the game. Honestly, I'm expecting this game to go on a little bit longer. I think one pivotal team fight, and that's it. GG right there. This could be the engage. Loads of ultimates going down. Goblin Freak picking up a quick kill. Fiora having to back off. Lambda Delta just running straight in and getting stunned under a tower. Not exactly what you want to do. Lazy coming around the side, knocking everyone up, doing tons of damage to Vayne. Vayne will not be able to survive. In fact, instead of Vayne, it's Fiora. Pokemon Pest actually taking the tower for them. Fiora picks up a quick kill, and it's not Fiora, it's Giraffe. And Vayne will end up going down. Pokemon Pest picking up a double kill. And there we have it. There's that pivotal team fight that I was talking about. 26 kills to 12. It was an exchange of 5 for 1. That's exceptionally in favour of Team Red. And this may be the pivotal moments of the game. They definitely they can just push down this tower, possibly fall back and do Baron, and that would actually be a pretty good time whilst the lane's pushed. And whilst all of the respawning members of Team Blue end up focusing about this turret, Baron is always a good opportunity. And it looks like Pokemon Pest wants to do it right now. In fact, the ping does go down for Blue Team. So Lambda Delta and Nautilus are expecting them to do it. And what do Red Team do? They don't do it. Okay, of course. That's always what you want to do. You always want to out-psychological warfare your opponents. I don't know, but anyway, there could be a Ninja Baron steal attempt. Hawkeye walking straight past the ward. Again, play of the game right there. You always want to give your opponents map awareness of exactly where you are. And Fiora goes to town on minions. Of course, as you do. Classic stuff. Lazy coming around the top. Could end up catching Giraffe off guard. Lazy does not have his ultimate up, but loads of damage on Giraffe right now. Giraffe is actually turning the tables onto Lazy as well. Fair amount of chunk damage from both sides. Hawkeye is there for support, so Lazy naturally ends up falling back. Doesn't want to go in on a deep sea diver and a Ninetale Fox. No, Wukong is the smartest of champions. He only goes one-on-one, of course. Hawkeye hanging around the front, possibly going to try and pick up a kill on Pokemon Pest, who does have a blue buff, by the way, and that spell shield. Very deadly. You always want your AD carry to have your blue buff, because that means your AP carry doesn't have your blue buff. And that's how you win the game, folks. Lambda Delta going to town on the red buff, and of course going to give it to Banshee. Bashed Ice. I swear I've been saying that name wrong all this time. Bashed Ice. What have I been calling it? Oh, forget it. You learn new things every day. Dragon is up, and in that distracting time, I'm going to watch them take Dragon. There is no map awareness for Blue Team right now, and this Dragon is so easy for Red Team. Lazy actually pushing down top lane. That's actually quite a nice move, because it makes Giraffe end up moving across. It makes Lambda Delta move across. It means that Fiora may end up getting caught out of position. Fiora having a shard go straight into her. Pokemon Pest actually going to town onto Bashed Ice. Bashed Ice taking horrendous amounts of damage. This is not looking good for the team at all. Pokemon Pest will actually end up dying to this. Fiora picking up a quick kill after shortly dying due to the Goblin Freak. And now Lambda Delta. Does Lambda Delta have his ultimate up? No, he doesn't. He's already used it. He is going to have to back off. He's got 10 seconds left on it, and will he be able to survive? Well, I hope he'll be able to survive. It's unlikely. Although I say it's unlikely, there's a Lazy, and Lazy is just going to go to town on him. Lily picking up the kill. Lily! Wow, what happened to you? You completely spiraled out of control. Last time I saw, you just had a Rabadon and 4 kills. Now, you're 10, 1 and 4. Wow. It's a lot of AP on you. Giraffe and Hawkeye are left to try and defend this all by themselves. And to be honest, I don't think it's going to happen. Lazy taking a bit of turret damage, but then again, Giraffe's just taking a bit of poke damage. This tower will be going down exceptionally quickly. Bashed Ice is up and alive. The tower's not actually down. Malphite taking loads of damage. Lily hanging about in the wings, taking horrendous amounts of damage onto Bashed Ice. Lily will end up just hanging around the side. Does she have her ultimate up? No, she doesn't. I believe she used it on the Vayne. Only 10 seconds left. That's what I was talking about with insane cooldowns on the Lilies. In fact, let's have a quick look at it right now. 23.4 seconds. 23. Okay. That's a quick cooldown. In fact, it's already up already. Fantastic. Lazy, of course, recall. Let's have a look at Lazy's items. He's already got a Trinity Force. He's got his Philosopher's Stone and just bought that Guardian Angel. Very nice indeed. And this could be a Baron attempt from blue team right now. Nice time to do it when all of red team are spread out, when there is no map awareness for once in and around Baron. Fiora is actually going to go for it. And red team are none the wiser. I was talking about that pivotal moment of the game. This could actually be it. Blue team getting that lifeline, getting that Baron, and all of the buffs that Baron entails. Of course, Baron being awesome. That's all I can really say about it. Lazy is actually just going to ward up a Baron pen that isn't there. And of course, that's how you play the game. You always ward up something that isn't there. It's about as effective as placing a ward right in the mid lane. Or your own base. That's always pretty good. When you see your opponents warding their own base, then you know they've given up. It's always nice and fun. So my advice for red team right now is just group up and hope they can survive a team fight against blue team right now. The favour is certainly on red team's way. Comparing top laners, it's, well, 17 to 17, and currently 5-4-2 to 5-4-9. Pretty much the same creep score as well, so top laners are actually exceptionally even. But looking at the mid lanes right now, 180 creeps. Ooh, that's a nice amount of creeps. But 2-3-2 for Ari's score right now, compared to, of course, the 10-1-4 in Lily. The gold favour certainly advantage of LeBlanc. And looking down at bottom lane, again, the favour is certainly on the side of the Pokemon Pest and the Goblin Freak. Goblin Freak, why does it say that? The Q-Rax and the Pokemon Pest. The Pokemon Pest currently sitting on 7 kills with 12 assists, 201 creeps. That's actually a gold difference of 11k to 8.5k. Nearly 3k gold difference. Very nice indeed. Pokemon Pest picking up the blue buff. That's always what you want to do. Back to the point of denying your own AP champion the blue buff. That's how you play the game. You heard it here first, folks. Why am I looking up her stats? I don't even know. So, okay, we're needing red team to try and group up and force a fight. Even though blue team have Baron buff, they're not doing anything with it. They're not forcing a team fight. They're not forcing any fight in general. They're not pushing. They're not claiming towers. They need to do something while it's still active. They've already used half of its time, and as I'm saying that, Lambda Delta actually recalls Hawkeye going in by himself to all 4 people. This doesn't look good for Hawkeye. Hawkeye actually having to back off right now. Goblin Freak has found him. Bashed Ice will end up having to fall back as well. Did just claim his red buff, but didn't manage to clear the camp. Oh, will Goblin Freak go in on this? It would be nice if he did go in on this. I would love it if he went in on this. Come on. I want a team fight. Nice charm onto Goblin Freak, completely bursting him down. Goblin Freak actually going around the other side and going onto Hawkeye. Hawkeye taking loads of damage. LeBlanc is coming around the side. This could be a team fight opportunity for both teams. Hawkeye so very nearly dead. Lily doing a nice amount of damage onto Giraffe. In the meantime, Hawkeye actually getting completely locked down. Q-Rax is just going to completely tank everything like a boss. Where is Lazy when you need him? Lazy hanging around the red pit with a Guardian's Angel. Now red team are split up. Blue team are there. This is not a good position for red team right now. They need to back off and regroup. Malphite coming around the side. If one of them gets caught out, this is not good. Where is the Pokemon Pest? Pokemon Pest is still farming up. He's second person to hit level 18, I believe. LeBlanc still hanging around the side. This could be the team fight. Bash Dice popping his ultimate. Malphite actually diving in and suiciding himself at the same time. Lily, will he be able to go in on this? No, she won't. Everyone is actually backing off for red team. Master Yi did pop his ultimate, and Lily kind of went in but kind of didn't at the same time. She is going to run into Fiora though, and this does not look good. Will she jump over the wall? Well, of course she'll jump over the wall. She does have her ultimate available. She does. Yes, ultimates are good. This does not look good. Pokemon Pest just going to town onto... getting gone onto town. Never mind. And now the team fight breaks out. This is what I was talking about. Lazy, spinning to win, knocking everyone up. Exhaust goes down onto Giraffe of all people. Loads of damage going down. 2 quick kills, and the Guardian's Angel pops. Lambda Delta is so dead. Q-Rex ends up surviving this. Giraffe and Bash Dice the only one left. Lazy actually taking loads of damage. Will Lily go in on this? In fact, Lazy's going in on this and picking up the kill. Bash Dice taking loads of damage, and there we have it. 5-0, quick ace in favour of Team Red. Now's the time where they can group up and win it. They've got a mega minion wave down in mid lane, and that may actually kill a turret as well, which is very nice. And there we have it. 5-0 ace. Nice team fight by both sides. Well, I say nice team fight by both sides. One came out on top. It was a good team fight for Red. Blue, I'm not too sure. They were very, very spaced out down in bottom lane. As in, they were just standing in a great big line. I mean, that's not how you team fight. You don't send them in one by one. Oh well, what's done is done. And Red Team just aren't going to capitalise on this. Not at all. Granted, minions have actually pushed the lanes, and everyone manages to get loads of gold. In fact, Pokemon Pest managed to pick up a second BF sword. In fact, let's have a look at his stats right now. Let's have a quick look. 301 attack damage with 45% crit chance, a nice amount of attack speed of 1.81. Oh, that is nice indeed. Very, very nice. Lazy, actually pushing top lane with an Oracles and the Guardians. That's how you play Wukong. Absolutely.
How was the game? How was the game?
I'm still doing it, dude. Please don't talk. Thank you. Lazy is actually heading towards the mid lane, and the fact that you heard Trill's voice may signal the end of the game. Anyway, everyone's actually heading straight down towards mid lane. This could be the final push of the game, although it probably is the final push of the game because you've already heard one of the competitors who are in this. So, Bash Dice and Giraffe heading around the side. Bash Dice could end up getting forced out. It's unlikely, but he could be. Everyone's just going to try and defend this lane. Everyone's trying to do the best that they can. This tower is so very dead. Let's have a look at it. 194 health. Just a couple of pokes and it will be down. Lily hanging around in the wings. Maybe this could be the final push. Come on, please let it be the final push. It's taking its fair amount of time. And Nautilus is actually going in, but Red Team don't have the... They just don't have the reactions to respond to it. Oh, come on, I'm full of anticipation. I expect something to happen. Giraffe trying to bait everyone out. It's actually looking like an all-rounder more mid right now. Vayne went down, Malphite just going straight in. Loads of damage, Lazy completely decimating everyone, flashing everywhere. Lambda Delta getting knocked up. 3 quick kills in unison. Bash Dice and Lambda Delta, the only one surviving. Bash Dice getting completely destroyed, even with the exhaust on Lazy. And that looks like it, ladies and gentlemen. The tower's down, the inhibitor's down, 5 champions are still alive, and 4 died for Blue Team. 38 to 14, 41 minute game. The gold difference was insane of 13k. Towers are now 7 to 2. Well, there we have it. Goblin Freak, a nice flash there. Lambda Delta, a nice invulnerable on everyone. That's how you play the game, ladies and gentlemen. So, there we have it. A very nice game. Oh, okay. I'm gonna give player of the match to LeBlanc, just because she managed to spiral that much out of control. 11-1-9. Just an insane amount of damage coming out of there. Same to Lazy as well. Lazy had troubles in the early game, up against that Master Yi and Fiora diving so many times. And Fiora actually had a pretty good game. But kudos to Lazy to just turn around and say, I've had enough now, go down that rampage in the river and end up becoming a dominant force. He's just doing so much damage with his Nimbus Strike, Crushing Blow and Ultimate. Completely insane. Again, Pokemon Pest also doing a fair amount of damage. How many stacks do you have as Bloodthirster? Of course, it's full. Why did I even ask? And Malphite also had a pretty good game as well. So there we have it. well played to Team Red, and commiserations, blue team. My name's Jeade, and I'll see you next commentary.
What up, dude?